Am I even a little bit in focus? Hard to know. Brothers, sisters, comrades and friends, welcome to Bat Country. Another Alcoholic Reacts video today. This particular video is stolen from a channel called Red Zone Watch. Link is in the description to the original should you want to go and watch it for yourself. This video is a hard watch. This is the most difficult one of these that I've done, and it's not going to be a fun time for any of us. Before we get started, I'd like to set some caveats, some disclaimers up front. There's nothing violent or particularly triggering about this video, but it is a very difficult watch anyway. I'd like you to know that I have a lot of sympathy for alcoholics in general, but the guy that we're going to feature in this video, I have no sympathy for him. I fucking hate him. And if at any point during my commentary on this video, you feel like I'm being unsympathetic, then I appreciate your feedback. I'll pass that on to the customer care department, but I don't give a fuck about this guy. So if I sound unsympathetic, it's not because I'm unsympathetic in general, it's that I have no sympathy for this character. For alcoholics who are willing, or at least willing to show even a tiny modicum of capacity for self-reflection or willingness to do something about their situation, you have all of my sympathy, and I will break my back to support you. But if you're an alcoholic of this kind that we're about to view, then I have no patience. Just an unrepentant, gaslighting prick. That's what this guy is. I haven't seen the whole video. I've seen the first 5 or 10 minutes and immediately knew that I wanted to talk about it. But the rest of it is going to be kind of new to me as well. So some background for what we're about to see. The police body cam footage is from the 24th of August 2024, so a little more than a year ago. In it, an argument has broken out between two elderly parents and their alcoholic son, ostensibly over a burned pizza. Somehow the police have been called and to resolve the situation, and that's where we will pick up the video. But the reason I wanted to talk about this one is that if you are, particularly for alcoholic men in their 30s who still have a relationship with their parents, like me, this is almost unwatchable. You know, it is like looking in the worst, scariest kind of mirror. So, we start the video as the police arrive at the door, and let's begin.
You tell me, you tell your dad and me, fuck off.
I didn't say.
Oh yeah, you did. Fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck off. We're your parents, and we're trying to help you. And I said, did you drink again today? I'm not putting up with this. Fuck you. Fuck you.
No.
Oh, okay. Then your dad hasn't slept for nights because he can't even go to sleep because of what you put us through.
Okay, so straight into quite a difficult scenario here. Just listening to the words that she's saying and the manner in which she's saying them, you just immediately know that this is a woman who is very much at the end of her rope with this guy. If you're struggling to make it out, the alcoholic in question is on the right here. This is the father, the mother on the left, and then various cops. And she's saying, we're trying to help you. Did you drink again today? And your dad hasn't slept in days because of what you put us through. And these are really sad, legitimately sad questions to be asking of your son. And the nerve of this guy as well, I'm not sure if you noticed it, but while she was talking, as if she was about to collapse on the floor, he just blew his nose really noisily over it.
Then your dad hasn't slept for nights because he can't even go to sleep because of what you put us through.
And I think that should give you a good sense of who this guy is. Let's continue.
Oh, you don't know. Look at
do
you
know.
now.
I'm fully aware of what happened tonight. We had a complete disagreement over a burnt pizza.
No, you
I
brought
went
a
to-
pizza home that was burnt, and you said, this, why can't I do anything right? I went to the AA, they gave me this book,
Oh
F
my
this,
God.
F that.
His language there immediately sets off quite large red flags with me, where he was already trying to diminish what she was saying in front of the police. What she's saying here, I can tell, is that there is a larger story here. And he's trying to say, I brought home this burnt pizza and everything kicked off. And I'm sure the cops are smart enough to realise there's more to what's going on here. You can just tell from the tone of her voice. It sounds like she's about to pass out. There's got to be something going on. Yeah, I only needed this 30 seconds to kind of have this guy's number, that I think he's probably a scumbag. And that's why I wanted to talk about it today.
That's not what happened.
Oh my God.
Did I yell?
Okay.
Yes. Did I cuss? Yes. Did I?
You can't live here anymore.
Okay.
None. You gotta find a
Okay.
place to live. You can't do this to me and Dad every day.
That's hard. It's hard to listen to. The reason why this video is unwatchable for me is because I feel like I was this close to being that dude. And watching this, the way that this guy is kind of manipulating his parents, makes me feel very horrible inside. That I fear I may have been doing some of the things that this guy is doing.
Okay. I don't do it to you every day, but I will leave.
Oh, you leave now. Look how nice you are now.
I said I would leave every time you do this. This is the second time someone has to come out because you're mad.
I'm mad.
This is the second time someone had to come out because you're mad. Fuck this guy. This is premium level gaslighting. This is top shelf gaslighting. They could take this image and what that guy just said. The police have to come out every time you're mad, and just frame it and hang it up on the wall of the National Museum of Gaslighting. Such a good example of it is this guy. What he's doing is like very clearly blame shifting, diminishing her argument, but also shifting the blame for the cops being there to her. It's not the fact that he's a terrible human who has intruded on their lives and blown everything up and is unreliable and repeatedly drinking and spending their savings and all of that stuff. No, it's because she's angry about the pizza. That's what he's trying to imply to the police. I really hope, I'm pretty sure they are, that the cops are smart enough to see through this kind of gaslighting. But it's indicative of the kind of self-absorbed, self-interested, manipulative language of an alcoholic.
We worked our whole lives, Charlie. You're not coming home. We've been doing this for years, 15 solid years. And we bring you in here to help you, and this is what you do to us.
And I've sought help.
Just get your stuff and get out.
Okay.
You've got to get your stuff and get out. I can't live like this anymore.
Okay.
We've worked our whole lives, and this is what we get.
Have you been drinking?
I did earlier.
Oh, he told us no.
I didn't say no.
Okay.
I said I'm
You're-
not
pay
going
attention.
below and...
Right, so
You're talking to me, not
Sorry,
her.
sir. Yes, sir.
Have you been drinking?
Yes.
So you're intoxicated?
I should not drive. No.
Okay, so how are you going to leave?
Well, that's up to them. I can't leave.
can you have somebody come
You got
pick you
somebody
up?
call?
And I can't have somebody come get me.
Why don't you do that?
Yep.
Yes. I drank earlier, but I'm not going to test it because I will not go to jail. Did I drink right before I came? No. Did I drink before?
Okay,
earlier?
so
Listen,
start calling your people.
He's like asking himself questions. It's a really weird manner of talking. It's like, did I drink earlier? Yes. Am I going to drive home? No. No. I'm sure a better kind of behaviourist might be able to explain why certain people do that. Like create questions and then answer them themselves. Politicians do it quite a lot. But it grates on me a lot.
Get out of
So
here.
that has nothing to do with whether we test your
How's it
mind.
going?
Unless you're on probation.
No, he says it's me. He says I made it up.
That was his sister arriving. So now we have, the parents have also called the sister to come and have the family together for this moment, I suppose.
I never
Anyway,
said that.
And his response to it, when the sister arrived, his response was to look at her, look at his parents, and then go, seriously? And I want to talk about that for a moment. Okay, so the reason I want to mention that is just to provide a piece of personal insight, right, about my own experience. So I was the drunk guy in this. I have been an alcoholic in my 30s with loving parents who were making huge sacrifices for me, and I also have a sister who's slightly older than me. And alcoholics of this nature, of my nature, have a desire to kind of, we don't care that we're alcoholics, but we do care who knows, right? And we're quite often trying to control who has access to what information. It's not exactly the same as lying, although we will tell people slightly different things. It's more about controlling who knows what. It seems to be quite common to alcoholics, is that we want to compartmentalize and segment information so that we have control over it. And having a sister, like as brothers and sisters love each other generally, but there's also a little bit of competition there. You grow up together, you compete for parents' affection, parents' attention. You always want to be the more successful child. It's just natural. And when the sister appeared here, his reaction was to go, seriously? Because he's embarrassed, I think. And I can relate to that, because my sister knowing about my drinking when I was an active alcoholic was really embarrassing for me too. I didn't have control over that information. And even in families, we kind of put on a mask sometimes, and we want them to see us how we want to be perceived. And now this guy, he's lost control of that. His sister can now see through his mask, and that's bad for him and embarrassing. And I hope it sucks for him. I really do.
We're in a position where you're calling somebody.
I got it.
So let's just do that.
I never said it was you.
Okay, so here, I got an idea. You come outside with me. Let's go.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Okay, so one of the cops has now taken our protagonist here outside. He separated the family to get all of their sides of the events. And we're going to see the active alcoholic side first.
I'm calling my cousin. He'll come get me.
Okay. That's fine.
If you want to know my story, I should just call my cousin.
Let's call your cousin first, because it's going to take him a minute to get here probably, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about that.
Yes.
Do you have your ID on you by
Yes.
chance?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yes, we had a disagreement that I know was going to get that insane loop, but
We'll figure it out.
There you go, sir.
Yeah.
Whew. And my sister shows up? Seriously?
Yeah, the sister being there has really embarrassed him.
He's on his way. He lives in Bell Fountain.
Okay. All right, so you tell me
No, I'll
in
tell you
your words
everything,
what
sir.
happened.
Yes. Wife had a daughter. Mom didn't want her. No excuse. Had triggers. Started drinking.
Okay.
Drank way too much.
Right.
Realized, hey, I got a problem. Got fired from my job. Was very honest with my parents. Said, hey, I'm screwed. They moved me in. I said, thank you. They've been supported my entire life. We've had moments. Mom had an alcoholic father. Doesn't quite understand the disease. I'm not saying I'm excused for anything.
So his mother's father was an alcoholic, and he just followed that up with, she doesn't understand the disease. What a prick this guy is. What a fucking piece of work. And we're going to pause here. Please allow me to be angry for a moment, and I'll explain exactly why that is such a shitty thing for him to say. Okay, so, first of all, the person who understands the least about alcoholism in the world is an active alcoholic. We might pretend that we know more than we do, but the truth is we don't know. People don't learn about alcoholism until years into sobriety. This guy, maybe, he's probably listened to that Dr. Huberman podcast and now considers himself an expert on the topic. But aside from that, alcoholics don't understand this disease because we're in it. And if you're in it, you can't see beyond it. That's reason one. The second thing, saying that she doesn't understand this disease is such he sees himself as this kind of martyr, like you don't understand me, mother, you don't understand my condition. I'm not an alcoholic, I'm a tortured artist, you just don't understand. You don't understand my disease. Fuck you. She understands far better than you do. Unfortunately, she understands it from the perspective of a victim. If her father was an alcoholic for her life, and now she has to watch her son go through it, directed at her, and you're going to accuse her of not understanding it. It's you that doesn't understand. And imagine the lack of self-awareness it must take to understand that your mother had an alcoholic father who probably yelled at her all the time, and then you come home drunk and do exactly the same thing, and then accuse her of not understanding. It is absolutely unforgivable. This is worse than that school bus driver. It's not really, but to me it's worse. I think this guy is more disgusting. Just for that attitude that he has alone makes him almost irredeemable to me. Let's see if he can redeem himself. I haven't seen any of this, by the way, from this part on when he's speaking to the cop. I haven't seen any of it, so kind of freestyling here.
Right.
When I try to communicate, unfortunately, you guys have to come here. This is the second time.
Okay.
But my dad got into it. Nothing physical. I actually left after we fought. I stood over there just to smoke a cigarette to be like, okay, let's calm down. Mm-hmm. I went to AA today, my first meeting. I was like, are you serious?
Hey, he's just coming on.
Okay, there's a revelation. He went to his first AA meeting today. Maybe there's a clue in that. Okay, so I know what it is. So as far as he's concerned, he's done what he's fulfilled his obligation now. Now he has a right to act like an asshole because he has been to AA once. This is so common, for alcoholics, especially early alcoholics, people who are still drinking, but still considering sobriety, that they will hide behind things like AA or therapy in order to justify their shitty behavior. It's worryingly common. People who go to a single therapy session and immediately afterwards go, I tried, and put no more effort into it after that. They go once, and then they write that for a year, saying, well, I tried therapy, it didn't really work out, I didn't really get on with my therapist. Now the truth is, you just don't want to quit drinking. And that's what this guy is. This guy has been to an AA meeting and then came home. She mentioned something about him going to AA and being given a book. I'm guessing that's the big book. So now he's come home with this burnt pizza, pissed off his fucking head, probably drunk in the AA meeting, I imagine, which is the worst, and has then kind of exploded at them like, I can't do anything right, the pizza is burnt, I go to AA, you don't understand me, and all of this. This is a guy who is deeply selfish, as all alcoholics are, but he's a special case, isn't he? Am I being too harsh? Leave it in the comments. Fuck this guy.
Oh, you're
Talk
fine.
to
if I
us,
was
it's
with a
fine.
Family member.
No, you're fine.
You're good. He's a sheriff on time. That's not my God, my sister. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Sydney. I went to an inpatient rehab detox.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to get back to work. I'm trying to take care of my 2 children.
Right.
I detoxed. I was good for like...
He's got 2 children as well. They just passed me by. This guy's a fucking loser.
2 days, had to drink again. Very honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
I said I need to go to meetings. I have 2 sheets of all the Logan County stuff. I have all this stuff in Ohio. It doesn't make it right again. Trust me, I'm not justifying anything I'm doing. I did boom, 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 boom to try to get better because trust me, I'm not okay. Like, I need help. So
Right.
I went to Indian Lake at Methodist Church. I can show you, but I know it doesn't matter.
Right.
There was like 6 people there at a table. Al-Anon meeting here, first meeting ever. Great meeting. Did I drink before I went to the meeting? 100%. Even told them. Drank, we had a moment. I'm like, I even told them, I'm like, hey, I drank before, because they wanted to give out like coins. Because
Don't drink and go to AA. Like, one of the things they say every time in AA is if you've had a drink or a drug, just don't say anything. I've never been in one of the rooms where someone has been identifiably drunk. I've been to lots of AA all over the world. I've never seen that. I'm aware that it happens. Lots of people withdrawing, but I've never seen anyone actively drunk or confess to drinking before AA, actually. I know it happens all the time. I've just never seen it personally. I don't know. Am I wrong about that? Have you ever been drunk at AA? Leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
And I said, no. I said I drank before I came. We had a meeting. It was like an hour and a half. And they loved Casano's Pizza, Indian Lake.
Yeah.
I said, I'll bring it. I'm done. So, I was like, oh my God, 5?
You're good.
So, ordered Casano's Pizza.
Right.
And I brought it home. I was like, oh, peace offering.
Right.
And I told them, I said, hey, I even have the book in there. I'm like, hey, I'm going to AA. I'm doing all this stuff. I went to anyway. I brought the pizza home, and it was burnt. And I'm like, I said, why can't I do anything right? I said, it should be very simple. And I was like, have you been drinking? And I'm like, oh my God. And yes, I panicked. I'm like, well, this isn't going to go well. Yes, I drank earlier, but no, I didn't drink now. But what do I tell her? Because she gets very emotional, as you've seen.
Right.
He suddenly seems very reasonable and persuasive, doesn't he? He's putting on a very good sober act. But I bet he wasn't like that 15 minutes ago. As he's recounting this story quite matter-of-factly and certainly diminishing his own involvement in it, I guarantee the actual event was far more like impulsive and probably insulting too. But being able to be reasonable and persuasive when you're drunk is it's a dangerous combination for an alcoholic. Sometimes it's more useful to be the kind of alcoholic who can barely utter a word, because then at least you're protected from yourself. If you're like this guy and you're able to kind of string a sentence together, then it gives you the power to be able to manipulate people without your conscience getting in the way of doing it. You will just be manipulative. And as I've said over and over again, alcoholics are selfish. Alcoholism is a very, very selfish condition. And if you're able to drink and talk, if you're able to be drunk and also be coherent, it can the brakes are off your selfishness a little bit. And you can say incredibly hurtful and manipulative things that you would never say sober. And that you don't mean necessarily, but they just kind of blurt out. And I wish I had the gift of keeping my fucking mouth shut when I've been drinking, because I can also be kind of manipulative and persuasive when I've been drinking. And that's the reason this video makes me so uncomfortable, is because I'm pretty sure that this is how I used to treat my mum, is to kind of convince her that she was imagining things and that I hadn't been drinking and that she must be crazy. And it fills me with guilt and shame today.
I went outside to smoke a cigarette over here in front of my car. That's my car. And then I took a breath and I walked back inside, and then I saw you guys coming. I'm like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I have my cousin coming. I do not want to drive. I wouldn't even test it. I drank earlier. Could I drive? Yes. Do I wouldn't even risk it? Absolutely not. I don't know why my mom's losing her mind. Do I know why my sister's here? Absolutely not.
Right.
Have I ever fought with my father? Actually, never. So this is news. That kind of scares me.
Yeah.
Is it okay how I acted? Hell no, it's not.
Doing a thing about asking himself questions again. Theories? Anyone? Anyone have any theories? Why do people do this?
I'm not excusing it. I'm not, oh, calm because Sheriff's here.
Right.
I just thought we could have a conversation, but wow, we can't.
Yeah.
So that is the story, sir.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be...
That thing he just said, I thought we could have a conversation, but wow, we cannot. I said that to my girlfriend. I said exactly that when I was drinking. Just to like kind of make her feel bad for pointing out the fact that I'd been drinking. That there is really manipulative.
I'm good you guys are here.
No, you're
I'm telling
fine.
you the absolute truth.
Yeah.
So yes, fired from my job, alcoholic issue, trying to go to meetings, went to detox, trying to get better. I have an issue. Having no lies about that. And they moved me in, and I'm very appreciative. But tonight went bad, and apparently I am unable to stay here, which is fine. It sucks, but... And my sister? Where did I come from?
So she originally called because I guess your mom called her.
Ah.
So your sister was...
The sister called the police. Oh, that makes me feel good. Oh, because that must make him feel bad. That makes me feel very good. Okay, so I guess what happened is that the parents were so concerned about this guy's behaviour that they didn't even call the police themselves. Parents are just too forgiving sometimes. They give away too much of themselves. So they called the sister for advice, and the sister called the police. She's done the right thing there.
She heard some commotion in the background. She was understandably concerned,
No, I
right?
respect it.
So
Wasn't ready to see her with all of it.
Okay, so we've heard his side of the story. Now we go back into the house and we hear what the family has to say and what they're really going through.
Now,
I want to know 70
there's, unfortunately, with the way the laws and stuff are, there's nothing that we can't make him do anything. Other than if he crosses that threshold of criminal, then we can arrest him. The unfortunate argument, screaming and yelling, is not crossing that threshold.
But I never know when one punch is coming.
I know. But the unfortunate part about that is unless he like
We don't
acts
want him
upon it
to.
but not actually does it, that's crossing it.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, it was a screaming match.
And he's like this in our face and stuff. How do we know?
Well, you don't.
See, doesn't that contrast with the image of himself that he was portraying to the cop outside a moment ago? I think it's safe to say that this guy really is in their faces a lot, very domineering, just a bully, just a bad person to be around. And the policeman here is right. There is really nothing that he can do. The alcoholic guy is not breaking any laws by making other people's lives difficult, unfortunately.
You don't. Nobody does. He probably doesn't even know. It'll be an urge that he just can't stop one day.
Well, his apartment was full of broken doors and broken walls.
Which he was evicted from and homeless. So of course, mom and dad come. We all thought because our brains work right, like this is it. He has all the support he needs. He'll have dinner at night. He has a warm bed to sleep in. He'll get it together. You know, it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse, and I don't know if it's enabling, like so he can just. I don't understand it, but I don't want.
I don't want to say it's
them to be
enabling
harmed.
because.
This cop is about to say something very stupid, I think, but just to recap there. So the sister is saying that he smashed up his old apartment, he was evicted, and she believed that by bringing him into the parents' house, by the parents inviting him back in and giving him a safe place to stay, that might give him the support that he needs to seek help. And rationally, yeah, that's the way it should work. But alcoholism is not a rational condition. You can't reason with it. And just because he's in a safe place now, he probably doesn't have the backstops that he requires. They've given him a parachute. I don't believe they're enabling him. I believe that they've given him a bit of a parachute, that's all. That's not the same as enablement. But some alcoholics really need to bottom out. As controversial as that is to say, it was true of me. It had to get as bad as it could possibly be before it had a chance of getting better. And while someone is kind of comfortable, they're often not under the pressure that they need to be in order to kind of change things. But all of that is easier said than done, because imagine the position of the parents now. No parent wants to force their child to have an emotionally devastating rock bottom, even if they think it's going to help in the long term. It's like this, right? Alcoholics are selfish in a lot of ways, but one of the things that we say sometimes is, I'm doing nothing wrong. It's not hurting anyone but me. My drinking isn't hurting anyone else. I'm only hurting myself by drinking, so leave me alone. This video is a really good example of how you are hurting everyone around you. Even when you hurt yourself, you are hurting others. And in alcoholism, we often can't see past ourselves in order to be able to comprehend how we might be affecting our parents and our sister and our family and our community. That's why I hate this guy so much, is that he's a perfect example of exactly that, of someone who will say something like, leave me alone, I'm not hurting anyone, when in fact, I'm pretty sure he was driving drunk earlier. I got that implication. And also, just listen to his mother's voice. Like, she's so worn out. And it's not true that we are only hurting ourselves in alcoholism.
Because I've seen people that are enablers, and I think you're trying to do the right thing, but a small, like 1% of it is enabling because you're giving him some place to crash.
No more.
And, you know, maybe a few weeks living on the street ain't going to kill him.
Yeah, I agree. It's a strange thing to hear a cop say. I'm pretty sure homelessness is technically illegal in America. You're not allowed to live on the street in most places. But yeah, I think that this approach, which is the not very sympathetic one, is right for this guy.
Maybe it opens his eyes. Maybe that's his rock bottom he needs to hit before he decides to come back up.
You told me what does he blame me for?
Not understanding.
He blames us because we don't understand. He wants us to go to AA something so we understand the disease. He wants us to be supportive. He wants us to help him.
We can't
15 years. So our savings is gone.
I had an alcoholic brother. She had an alcoholic dad. And he thinks we don't understand where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this for too long.
Yep.
My brother was an alcoholic for 20 years.
How easy was it for us to call and get children's services to take his baby? How easy was that? Not.
I mean, it just seems to me that he needs to hit some sort of bottom before he decides to come back up. For you guys having to deal with it for that much longer, it's not fair to you guys. That I mean, I don't know if you're retired or not, but you know, what kind of retirement's this? You didn't work all your life to deal with this.
Exactly.
If you like legitimately don't want him back,
No, I do not.
you're going to have to evict him because he lives here,
Yeah.
or get a CPO because of the actions that he's been showing. We should be able to do that, and that's an immediate. If it's immediate, we come and kick him to the curb.
What's a CPO?
The civil protection order.
Restraining order.
It's a restraining, yeah. Then that's an immediate that we can remove him that day. If you evict him, it's going to take.
This conversation should be shown to every alcoholic. the conversations that happen when they're not in the room, about their families having to wrestle with whether to cut them off or not, or in this case, file a restraining order against your own son. We're so in our own heads as alcoholics. We're so selfish. We both hate ourselves, but we're also incredibly narcissistic. And this is educational material to show that there are 4 or 5 grown adults here having a very serious conversation, weighing up the pros and cons of deciding whether or not you should live on the street. This is an insider look that would benefit most alcoholics to see. That I would guess most alcoholics' families have had a similar conversation to this one. I know that my family did. Yeah, this is what alcoholism actually looks like.
Could take up to 6 months. Just because of the way the courts are. I mean,
That's true. It's just like people take over people's houses.
Yeah.
My intention wasn't to do more harm by calling my mom.
How do we know what's harm and what's not for him to yell?
Did you hear that? So the sister just said, I didn't mean to do more harm than good, which is a completely reasonable thing to say. And then the mother said, how do we know what's harm and what's not? And that is a crushing, very profound, very, very thoughtful comment. Weighing up, while you're trying to do good, if you have to do some bad with the intention of doing good, how do you know if it's too harmful? And how do you know if you've done harm with good intentions? That is a very thoughtful thing to say. And to accuse this woman that she doesn't understand alcoholism, she clearly has a massive amount of emotional maturity and a huge amount of capacity. As I said earlier, fuck that guy.
Ma'am, you did the right thing. Don't think you did.
Right.
There will always be blowback, though. There will be blowback.
There might be.
Sure.
There might be, but not tonight.
They'll be able to get some sleep tonight.
Can I help you?
Without worrying about it. Are you the cousin?
Yeah.
Do you have your driver's license on you?
No, it's actually sitting in my car though.
I'll go with you. We'll go grab it.
Alrighty.
He's still drinking, Dave. He's drunk tonight. And I'm sorry it has to be you. You don't want to get involved. Yeah. Exactly.
L 40.
And it was me, but they didn't call them, I did.
Dad's been
Do you?
finding you.
Can I get your driver's license real fast?
Yes, that's fine. Let me give them a hug.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Dad's been finding vodka in his car.
What a good cousin. He didn't say a single word. He just after she said it was me that called the police, he knew that she needed to go and hug her. The whole family's involved now. See ya. Don't come back.
He's up on the street, so you're good. Yep.
And I think we can leave it there. Okay, so a couple of show notes before we get to the conclusion. First of all, like and subscribe, naturally. If you would like to be slightly more actively involved in the channel, there is now a Patreon set up for Backcountry Alcoholism and Sobriety. You can go there and join or pay a small fee for access to some more personal and intimate and unfiltered kind of content over there. Also, I'd like to shout out an upcoming conference in the US. It's in Orlando on the 15th of January 2026. It's called Amplify Sober Voices. I'm not getting paid to talk about this or anything like that, but I'm planning to be there in person myself. But it's a conference essentially for people with influence in the sobriety space, with some real big names speaking. Shane Raymer will be there, which I imagine most of you will know from that Sober Guy podcast, which has been going forever. Janie Lee Grace, the author and broadcaster. and the founder of the Sober Club, she's going to be there too, as well as Andy Ramage, Jake White, Courtney Anderson of Sober Vibes, and lots of other very influential people. Like I said, I don't have any kind of financial relationship with them, but I think it's a really fantastic event. It's the first year that it's being done. So if you can attend, there's a link in the description, as well as a link to the Patreon page where I'll be talking a little bit more about it. So let's get back to this absolute train wreck of a person. I'm aware that I've been harsh on this guy, and like every other alcoholic, he is just a person struggling. And I should perhaps be slightly more empathetic given my own history of struggling, and also of some of the kind of manipulative gaslighting tricks that he was playing. I've also done those. It's not always easy to look in the mirror, you know, and to see your own behavior reflected. And that's why my opinion of this guy is so low. It's because it's also my opinion of myself. This is a person who, as far as I can tell, had 2 kids that he just kind of hand-waved away, and he lost his job and hand-waved that away. And now he is ruining his parents' life. She mentioned that he'd cost them their life savings, and now they're in retirement, wondering what to do, and still housing him. You know, parents will forgive an alcoholic child right up to and sometimes across the line of enabling. They will excuse and forgive and excuse away and lie on their behalf, diminish their mistakes, downplay their problems. But you can tell that there is a limit occasionally, and that mother in that video has met hers. She is at her limit. And I'm really happy to see that she has drawn the line and kicked him out. He left that night. Not a lot of people will do that. Some people will tolerate that behavior forever. And it throws up that difficult conversation about when do you cut out an alcoholic? When do you shut out an addict? When do you need to protect yourself instead of excuse the addict? And this is a good example of it happening live. I wish I'd seen that before. It's useful for me to see that situation because it abstracts me from my own relationship with my parents. That's why I think this one is a useful one for alcoholics. And it's why I was so eager to talk about it. Naturally, I hope that guy it's been a year since this was filmed. I hope that he's doing okay now and that he's got things sorted out. But he was very early he was in the very early stages of dealing with it there. And my intuition is not very good about him. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, good luck out there.